In the YouTube algorithm, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The rankings who rank random nothing, and the viewers who prosecute the rankings. These are their stories.
Bum bum. Bum bum.
Now.
Bum bum.
That's fucking perfect. That's fucking perfect.
Oh, man. Law and Order is a show I've never watched, but I know a lot about.
Neither have I. I don't believe in law and order. I'm an anarchist, baby.
I'm an anarchist, which means I'm Australian and I show my affection by kissing, because anarchist.
Kiss me under the mistletoe, babe.
I should be burning down a bridge, I know, but I'm gonna be anarchisting under the mistletoe with you.
No rules, baby. Anarchist me.
Anarchist me. What's that one song that's over TikTok? Kiss me with your eyes closed. Let me know that you're... Anyway, Law and Order is a show full of very scary circumstances of crimes. And speaking of scary, today we are ranking scariest animals. Yes, the scariest animal, man.
Yeah, it's just, I'm scared by man. Imagine if that was one of our tops. Like, you pretentious dick. Actually, the scariest animal is man.
It's humankind, bro.
Yeah, dude. Do you see the shit that we be doing to like our ecosystem and shit, dude?
Is one of my favorite Ringo Starr quotes. I'm threatening you with peace and love. Peace and love.
They were so high for everything. Holy shit.
That was recent too, as in like the 2000s, because he said that he was
That's
no
recent
longer
for them.
Yeah, he was no longer reading and replying to fan mail, which makes sense.
Is he still
Ringo
high?
Starr as potentially Ringo Starr as a member of the Beatles probably gets a ton of mail, and it's like that's
probably
a full
mostly
job.
hate mail too.
Yeah, it's probably like a whole job like worth of time to read and respond to it all. But he's like, no more fan mail. I'm threatening you with peace and love. With peace and love. No more fan mail. And it was like, that's so funny. I'm threatening you with peace and love. So about our list today, just to clear up any...
Yeah, we should welcome back to Rankings.
Yes, subscribe. I always forget to say at the front. I always forget to say at the start. Subscribe to the channel. 70% of our viewers aren't subscribed. And hey, we're at 63. If you want to be a part of that first 100...
Put that on the screen like all the other big YouTubers.
Yes.
Subscribe! Like, look at this.
Yeah.
You guys aren't subbed, and it's the percentage of you that aren't subbed. So sub.
Yeah, we're at 63 subscribers right now, and don't you want to be a part of the first 100?
Don't you want to be part of the first 69?
Yeah.
Don't you want to be the 69th?
That's true.
Come on. Lock that in.
Make 6 accounts, and you can be the 69th subscriber.
Yeah, you can.
Right now, you can lock that in.
Yeah, dude, you got that easy.
Something I'd like to clear up from the top about our list here is that this is not animals that are like objectively dangerous and scary. These are just animals that we find scary. So like I can't really provide you an example because that's what we're about to do 10 times
Most
each.
of mine are based off of that, but based
for sure.
off of
There
my
will
feeling
be
of
ones,
what scares me.
Yes, there will be ones that are like here's an example I can use because I didn't put it on my list. I didn't put bears on my list. I know bears are objectively scary. However, I don't encounter a lot of bears, and it's one of those things where I'm just like I don't
but
sit
also
there.
we'll definitely talk about
exactly
some of this stuff
like that is
and our reasoning.
Yeah, like that could totally be fair. Just for me personally, like there's animals that I've maybe encountered more, or just ones I think about more, where I'm just like, oh. Whereas bears, I'm just like, I don't see them that often, so I don't think about them. And it's like, I feel like bears are one of those animals. Like if I leave it alone, it'll leave me. It's one of those toxic things where it's like, I'll be fine. If I encounter a bear, I'll get out of it alive. I'm not saying I can fight the bear, but
I have a first prediction.
Yes. For my number one?
Not for your number one, I guess. But it's just something to get me on the board. I guess we are voting. We're shooting for number one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be your number one, but I'll shoot for it anyways. Pigeons, man. Birds.
I think we've talked about. I think I've talked about on the show how much I loathe pigeons.
I know that you don't like them, and I know it's not necessarily a fear factor, but I know there's some fear in there. I know there is.
I feel like I just based on the show and just our personal lives that like I can say that's a solid guess.
Yeah.
I think I have no idea what to guess for you.
What am I scared of? Do you know what I'm scared of?
Because you grew up in a much more like
A less urban environment.
yeah, so you probably were exposed to like a lot more animals and a lot more.
Not much scares me.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
kidding.
Seasoned veteran.
Actually, a lot does scare me. I'm actually a very, very like scared person. I'm not even gonna lie.
Same.
I've
always said
I fear a lot of shit.
So do I. I've always said like from inside out, like you know how there's different emotions that kind of like helm different people that are in charge. I've always said fear is in control of me.
Yeah, I think fear kind of controls me too. Even within like being on the internet, fear that scares the shit out of me. I love being on the internet. And I would love to be on the internet for the rest of my life.
I would just like to be silly and goofy and have the people who like it stick around and the people who don't just find something else. But unfortunately, that's not how it works.
It scares the shit out of me. I get scared of everything.
Me. I'm gonna say just because I can, based on my example of bears and you saying that we're gonna talk about that. That's the only clue I have because honestly, I don't know what.
Okay.
And I don't think you and I have ever spoken where like because normally like we encounter pigeons so often and then I see a pigeon I like move away from it. I'm like I fucking hate pigeons. I don't think we've had an equivalent of like that for you. So I'm gonna say bears.
Okay.
Just because that's the only I know I think I'll be on the board, but I don't think that's your number one. But I don't know what I could pick. It's like it's just a blind guess at like a bunch of them, and so I'm gonna go with bears.
Okay.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. But wow. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica is what I tried to say.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I was Jim for The Office one year.
Were you?
Jim for The Office. Jim. Oh my god.
For
man.
Halloween?
Yeah.
There, I got you.
Yeah, I was. I think so, right? Because I had a shirt and a tie, and I think it was like 3-hole punch Jim. Yes, it was 3-hole punch.
3-hole
Jim.
punch.
I forgot about that costume.
It's a great
I didn't
costume.
do Halloween that much in high school. Like
we did. My friends and I did Halloween. One time we participated one time and it was in grade 12 and we all dressed up as pickles and we came
sick.
third in the entire school. Have you seen the photo? Yeah, of all of us as you probably saw the one where we went to a club also dressed as pickles.
yes,
You've probably seen that one. The original photo is first of all, I don't look like me. My hair is much shorter. I look like a regular boy.
I do feel like you with your short hair would be British.
That's so funny. I've increasingly thought about cutting it back short again.
Yeah,
just to see how I would like it because I haven't had it cut short since I was 17 years old.
I haven't had my hair long since I was like 17, so I've had the opposite where I'm like I kind of want to see like just grow it all out again. I feel like every guy has had the thought of I want to shave my head.
Yeah, I know I can't do that. I know I can't
either.
But we're going on 40 years of me having long hair now, and I'm starting to think,
gotta change it. Gotta do it. Something I do the same thing where I'm like,
maybe I should go short again and see what it looks like. Because the last time I had it, I was a genuinely just a boy. I've grown a lot.
A young boy. I think I did that song last time.
You did.
Cool.
My father cut my into. Oh, I was just gonna go with the regular song.
I don't know any more past that. I don't know
Really?
when I was a young boy.
You don't know the Black Parade?
I might know more of the lyrics into the song. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I don't know what comes after that
People
part.
didn't understand me when I was younger, so I listened to a lot of that emo shit.
Nobody understands me,
Nobody
bro.
got me.
Well,
Nobody
let's
got
understand
me.
you better by hearing your number 10.
Number
If it's
10?
Bears, I'm going to throw myself off the balcony.
It starts with a B.
It's
Bats.
Beats.
It's bats.
That's a solid
Bats.
shout.
For most of mine, I was actually very, very specific with the animal from its like if we were talking about I was very
you didn't do,
specific.
like, the
I didn't do like
species you-
vampire
yeah.
bat. But bats in general, I just don't fucking like them. It's not that they scare me, but they irk me.
They are freaky.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, there's a reason they're used in a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah.
It's because they're spooky. I considered bats. I think I've only seen bats a few times, and it's been like when I'm in like a more like rural town and you see them flying in the sky, and it's like I know that thing's not going to swoop at me right now. So I rate it. I
I
it makes
hate
sense.
the sounds
but
they make too. I hate the fucking sounds they make. They squeak.
Like if I had an experience of like walking into a cave and seeing a bunch of bats, or like walking and seeing a bunch of bats, I probably would have included on here. I've only ever seen like one at a time.
We have them at my cottage, and they come out. They come out at night and they fly around the beach and they squeak. And I just
they're
fucking
scary.
hate it. It's just it's not that I'm.
Things that fly
Like,
are scary.
They don't scare me nearly as much as my number one. My number one fucking terrifies the shit out of me, but we'll get into that. This one is just kind of just like
No, I totally can like relate and understand. I didn't pick bats myself, but like that makes sense in my mind. Like that like it's just because I haven't. It's like that. See, this is like I couldn't say any examples, but now like this is a good one to go off with. Like bats are objectively scary, and if you say you were scared of bats, you were not wrong. I was just like, here's 10 that like are more often on my mind.
Yes, and these that's same with me as well. And some of them I could run into, some of them I definitely won't. But again, we'll get into that. What's your number 10?
My number 10, and I don't even want to talk about it that long because they freak me out just thinking about it, dude. So my number 10 is bed bugs. Because bed bugs are terrifying. Because if you have bed bugs, by the time you find out, it's already too late.
So
you have to burn everything. And you have to like basically fucking quarantine.
I should have included these fuckers. You remember this from almost a year ago now. I got lice about a year ago. Let me fucking tell you, that was the worst. That was the fucking worst, especially with my hair. It's a lot of hair to go through. Fuck, did I hate that. And that was like the first time I'd ever moved into an apartment on my own.
Yeah.
Obviously I had a roommate, but I wasn't going to ask my roommate, hey, can you help me with my fucking lice? My girlfriend at the time was helping me, and she didn't want to fucking do it either. And I don't fucking blame her.
Yeah,
because it's disgusting. Yeah. It's horrible. You're looking at bugs and someone's oh fuck. Anyways,
I don't even want to focus on this for too long, just because it's like I don't want to put that energy out there. But just like I don't. In first year, because I'm not allergic to much.
Yeah.
I had an allergic reaction to something, but it looked like bites. So I thought I had bed bugs, and I was terrified because like, what do I do?
And Toronto's like prone to them as well.
It's like, what do I do? It was terrifying, and I don't.
We'll definitely get off that topic. We'll get off that topic. Okay, so my next one is one that I found while we were researching this, and it should probably be higher on my list because I looked at it and went, well, oh no, thanks. It's called a Pacific lamprey. A lamprey. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, let me show you a quick photo. Okay, because this will convince you.
Lamprey?
Viewers, if you need to know what a Pacific lamprey is, search it up right now. It will terrify the shit out of you.
Yeah, and then
lamprey.
Wait, while they're googling it right now. Ready? They're about to open the picture. Boo! Did it scare you more? Did I get you? Oh. That it's like
like a huge.
It's like a giant leech.
It is like a massive leech.
Oh, yeah, not fun.
Ew.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
Ew. The fucking just a whole
giant worm with teeth. Yeah,
it's just teeth all the way. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's. I would. Yeah.
You're right. This episode's gonna be hard to talk about shit, dude.
Yeah, because
I don't want to think about that fucking thing, dude. Like, imagine swimming and just even seeing one of those and just. That's why I'm just not a fan of the ocean in general.
And they definitely don't brush those teeth.
So one of the things that I don't like about the ocean and just like I've never been afraid of swimming in the ocean. That's never been a thing that I don't like. What I don't like is when you get far enough out that you can't see the bottom.
I'm okay with that. I don't like when I can see the things, because when I don't see them, I can live in denial and be like, there's nothing here.
One of the things that used to freak me out, because I have a cottage and like you can swim out and you can swim pretty far, and I've never had an issue with being able to touch or going underwater or anything like that. Like, but it was when I would swim out so far that I couldn't touch, and I would swim underwater and I would open my eyes underwater and I would look around. And then I would realize how deep everything really is and how big of a creature could come out of the fog of water and just be there.
Well, it's like that Jaws iconic poster of the shark, like.
And I was, yeah. And it's like you don't see that because of the water. And I was just like, and now the ocean, to be fair, happens to be a lot clearer than most lakes. However, the Great Lakes are pretty much as clear as the ocean, on a good day at least, when they're not fucking disgusting and full of probably human bodies. But anyways, Pacific lamprey, fuck that thing. I saw it and I was like, well, that has
giant
to go on
worm
the
with
list.
teeth. That's totally fair.
It does have eyes too. It's a fish.
Oh. Yeah.
No, doesn't that make it worse?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can fully look at you and then.
Looks like a fucking Pokemon.
And then I saw it in somebody's hands, so it's like it's probably about this big around.
Oh, it's smaller than I thought.
Yeah,
it's still big, but smaller than I thought.
Just imagine that though, sucking on you. Not good.
Imagine this thing sucking on you. It's like, whoa, don't threaten me with a good time. My number 9 is like, this is a pretty harmless creature to my knowledge, but I don't like how they look. I've never enjoyed watching videos of these animals. I know some people are obsessed with like TikToks, like, oh, how cute. I don't like them at all. Sloths.
Really?
Sloths.
Really?
They look
I like
freaky.
sloths.
They look freaky. They have claws, and the fact that they move slow, it's off-putting.
I know that they are in the grand scheme of things, like fairly, like you can agitate a sloth, for sure.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
That's
You're right.
terrifying.
That terrified the shit out of
Yeah,
me.
you should be scared right
That's
now.
good.
Fuck! What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, no. I just think they look creepy. It's the fact that they look creepy and they move slow, where it's just like, and it's like, and like we will get into this later. I feel like it's just obvious that I will be talking about like birds at some point.
Yeah.
Because and the thing with pigeons, they fly so unpredictably, and I think like when an animal is unpredictable. It's more terrifying.
And when it's slow,
and so
what if it can move?
Yeah,
fast?
exactly. Where it's just unpredictable. Because like you're moving so slow. I don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
and it's just unnerving. Like I could go to like I don't go to zoos, but like I could see a sloth and I wouldn't be like but if someone was like, do you want to hold the sloth? I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to get near the sloth. I
can understand
I
that.
don't like it. They just look freaky.
My sister is really into sloths. She really likes sloths. So she has always had like sloth stuff, and so now I become
Sloth
so.
stuff is sloth stuff. I can't talk today. Sloth stuff is cute. You see a stuffed sloth, it's normally like a cute little thing, but that's not how they look. Those eyes, they're just, I don't know. It's the claws too. It's these long claws. It's like, why do you have claws? What are you
need those
scheming?
for?
What
Yeah.
are you scheming? If you're moving so slow, you definitely got to be thinking 3 moves ahead, and I don't like that.
I know that they do have a vicious side to them, where they are good at protecting their young.
Yeah, it's
which is fucking crazy to me because they are so slow. But I do think they probably have the energy to move quickly if they have to.
We were talking about this before, and like what motivated a lot of how I picked my things was just like, and I haven't encountered sloths, but just like my thought is like, if I came across one, if I was just out and about and I came across one, would I be like, oh fuck? And if I would, then I wrote it down.
I'm scared of it, yeah.
And then so a sloth is one of them where if I saw a sloth, I wouldn't want to go near it.
That's why I said Pacific lamprey probably should have been further up my list, but just because I just found out about it, that's why it's number 9.
That's
because if I was swimming in the water and I saw that, I would actually just start screaming.
Yeah.
I'm very much like a.
I don't even scream on roller coasters, man. But I get that. I will.
I'll fully level with you. I'll like if I'm downstairs in my basement back at my mom's place and I feel something brush my shoulder, I scream.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm get so on edge all the time.
So am I. Yeah. I don't like scream. Like I'm loud, but I don't like yell. Normally, if I get like scared, or like because I don't yell on roller coasters. I'm not one that like lets out that way where I'm just like I don't do that. Like if something startles me, I normally say something or I say nothing. I'm just like like that's
my go-to
my
for
scream's
everything.
internal.
Like even back home is I go fuck what the fuck, and that's every single time. Actually, what was it? Oh my fucking god! I got scared. I felt so bad for this poor woman. I do happen to be quite tall, and so sometimes people who are like very short come out of nowhere, which is usually children. It's usually children that come out of nowhere. I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like they freak me out because it just comes out of nowhere. However, I was at, do you know like the thing in Toronto where they do Nuit Blanche, the art thing all around the city every September? Yes, I was at that, and I was looking at an exhibit and I was like, oh, this is really cool. Anyways, I turn around and there was a shorter woman, probably in her, if I had to guess, like mid-30s, and she was probably in the high 4-foot range. So just a shorter woman, but I didn't see her originally, and I went to move, and she was right there, and she scared the shit out of me, and so I just went, shit, fuck, and I screamed it right at her, and it scared the shit out of her as well, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you, I'm so sorry, and she's like, it's okay, and just like walked away, and I was like, and all my friends were laughing, obviously, because it's fucking... Yeah, it's funny. I felt so bad, though, dude. She scared the fuck out of me.
I do more of like screaming, like just like garbled nothing. It was like I do that. I feel like I do that more if I'm like angry.
Yeah.
Not at someone. I don't yell at people.
Yeah.
Like,
I never use. If I'm ever mad, I never use swear words. It's just when it or curse words. I don't use the bad words when I'm mad.
Yeah, it's like if I'm editing something and the file corrupts, then I'll just be like fuck, like you know, like then I'm just, that's where that comes in, where like the yelling and stuff like that. But when I'm scared, I feel like I'm a lot often. I used to when I was a kid. I used to screech. I used to be like, I can't even do it anymore. Where I was like my scream was high. I'll if I remember, maybe I'll put the clip in because I think I've shown it to you. I'm in grade 7 and we're in the wax museum at Niagara Falls, and there's a little bit of a spooky part at the end where it's like all mirrors and there's just like a popping sound that plays. So I'm in there and I'm like, lions and tigers and bears. I used to
That's
do
pretty
that.
fucking funny.
But I think that now that my voice doesn't
We
do
used to do
that,
that as well. Yeah, my buddies and I used to do
Yeah.
that just as a joke. We used to scream like that.
that's just how I scream. Like even in games now, like a big one for me is when I'm playing Call of Duty Zombies, especially the older ones where
Yeah.
it's 2 hits and you die. So if you get swatted once, you're red, and one more hit and your game's over. So I get hit once and I go, "Ah!" and I just like start moving around.
I had that happens to me a lot with the video games too, where I just start screaming like, ah!
So that's that's your 9.
Yeah. So no, that was your.
I just said we were on sloths, right? Or did you? That was my 9.
Yeah.
And you started. So this
Now
is
it's my 8.
yes.
Okay, that's what I figured.
What were your first? What was the other one other than the worm?
Bats.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
My number 8, so not snakes in general, because snakes are kind of creepy, whatever. If I come across them, I'm like, snake. But it's like, for the most part in Canada, we have like garter snakes or like rattlesnakes. And
No,
if you just
exactly.
stay away
That's
from
where
a
it's like,
rattlesnake,
again,
it's really not that bad. Garter snakes are fucking harmless. It's fucking king cobras, man. Those things are fucking wild.
Rankin cobra.
Yeah, dude. I don't really like. Again, this is one of the ones where I know I'm probably not going to run across that in my lifetime. It's probably not going to be a thing I run across. But if I ever did,
Yeah.
I just don't like the way they sit up.
Yeah.
That's
and they
fucking
can just
weird.
like shoot at just
And the fact that they're
comes at you.
so quick.
Yeah.
And I know they're quicker than me. And
Yeah.
the fact that their venom is just deadly.
Yeah.
You just get, that's just, you're just done
Snakes
for.
like bats is another one that I saw and I considered, and it's like I totally can get on board with that. I just didn't put it because again, like my experiences with snakes. But like the last time I saw a snake, I was a paper boy and I was coming down from putting the paper at someone's door, and I took a step and a little snake just like shot out of the crack and went into the garden, and I was like, oh, and that was it.
Yeah.
Because like I knew what, like it wasn't gonna, it was scared of me. I
Exactly.
understood that.
And
So I was
that's
like,
why,
that's my only real frame of reference is for snakes, but I can totally understand.
Yeah, in Canada, I don't really get scared of snakes, but if I was somewhere where they have king cobras, that would scare me.
But they do freak me out. Yeah,
and
it's
they
another
like
one of
hide
things
in
where
the
they don't-
sand and shit, which is fucking weird and creepy and weird. So I don't fuck with that. I just don't.
That's totally fair.
A lot of mine on my list are animals that I know I will never encounter in person, but they just, if I ever did, fuck me, would I be scared.
I kind of went a different route. I have one on here that I've never encountered in person, but most of these are ones that I have seen and been just like, so like my number 8, I'm not actually really scared of them, but just like I'm normally like, every time I see one, I'm like, I want to get away from here now. And that my number 8 is rats.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They're
know
just kinda
there's some
fucking
people.
disgusting.
Yeah, I know there's some people that find like rats and mice cute. I can understand the mice one more.
Rats are also
but
aggressive, though, are they
Rats
not?
are aggressive. Yeah,
like rats
and
will bite.
It's like, so like if you go to if you're in a building, you see a rat, you're like, I want to get out of this building. If you're walking around streets, you see rats, you're like, I kind of want to get away from. It's just one of those things. Where
Because rats used to be. This is why they use rats and not mice for this. They used to be a torture method. They used to. There's some kind of torture method in.
you still see it in movies. It was in Batman. That dude had a box locked around his head with the rats in it.
Yeah, and they eat. They start to eat. There used to be a torture method in the UK, I believe, in the Middle Ages, where they would put you in a dark room down close to the sewers, and the only thing else that lived down there was rats, and they would just leave you there until eventually rats just started. You ran out of energy. You started sitting there. You can't fight off the rat. It's also a pitch black room. Pitch fucking black. So you can't see shit. You just know that there's rats.
Yeah.
And you just hear them.
And they also they make
Think of how fucking scary that is to be in a pitch black room, knowing there's rats, not knowing where they are, and knowing that there's hundreds. Because it was connected to the sewer systems. Which is where all the rats hung out. That was the hot spot.
That was the place. Yeah, that was the place to be if you were a rat. It's one of those things. Like why I put it so high, and I feel like in retrospect, this should have been my 9, and sloth should have been beneath it. But it was just the fact that like when I see a rat, my instinct is to move away. So clearly, I'm in some capacity afraid of them.
When I moved to Toronto, and it was when I first day, like I shit you not, 6 a.m. like waiting in line for residence. In our first year. So when I first ever moved to Toronto, it was the first time. My mom and I got out of the car and we lined up. And the first thing we see within 5 minutes is a rat run across the road. And my mom was like, huh, nice.
In the city. They make me uncomfy. That's kind of where my thought is for this back half of the list. I feel like I should have put my number 10 higher, but It's just like they put me off. Anytime I see a rat, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, 100%. I understand that.
You're
7. Pardon me.
Sorry, am I boring you? Am I boring you? Is that what that was?
Yeah, no, sorry, that was just me. That's how I
Sorry,
get
you're boring
scared about
me.
rats. Is right there. I just.
Yeah.
That's how I scare them away.
Me when rats.
Number 7. This is one that I would definitely never run into. However, just the sheer size of these fuckers scares me. Komodo dragons.
The lizards?
Yeah, lizards should not be that big.
I don't. Yeah, reptiles make me uncomfortable as well.
I searched up a photo of how big they are, and I did not realize that they can get as tall as the average human. That's fucking scary.
But like laid out, right?
No.
Height wise.
Yup.
They can be as tall as like 5'9".
Like, not 5'9", like an average human. So you're looking at like 5'6", probably.
That's still tall.
Yeah.
You tell me that like a lizard.
So they're like
get up to
they get up to like 3 meters in length, which I'm
That's
not even 2
crazy.
meters tall.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, reptiles. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you have a lizard or you have a pet snake, all the power to you. I don't think you shouldn't have that option. Go ahead and have. I personally could not.
They're also really fast.
Yeah.
Like really fast.
And they look freaky when they move. A lot of lizards, because they're just like you know, like they're,
Yeah. And this is like Komodo dragons are fast too. And you know what they also do? They eat shit like whole.
So do snakes.
That's yeah. Snakes are fucking weird for that though. You ever seen the one with like the snake with like a full
giant-
crocodile?
Yeah.
It's like what did you?
How did you win?
Why did you do that? Yeah, because they their jaws dislocate fully.
I know, but like against an alligator,
Yeah.
how did you win?
Well, I guess if you start from the tail, that would.
That's true.
What can the alligator do at that point?
Stop!
Yeah.
Don't!
Well, please.
Don't fucking don't.
Yeah. But no, Komodo dragons, man. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dragons in the name, and dragons are scary.
Yeah. Why
So-
is and like genuinely?
we don't have
why
many,
are there
we don't
creatures
have many
that are that
dragons over here. But like
big? Like I know that
dragons.
animals used to be really big, like on Earth back before humans were really a thing. Like
Yes,
there was
and then it
actually
before
giant
time.
sloths existed. Giant sloths existed in Canada.
Yes, my hell.
And they were they were like taller than humans.
If they could fly, that really would be my hell. A flying sloth.
They were the Canadian. They had like huge teeth too. I'm pretty sure.
Great.
Which is fucking crazy.
Say more.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't it fucking crazy? But like I know that like big animals were a huge thing before, and I feel like Komodo dragon is one of the ones that just got left behind, didn't go extinct, and here it is, like just a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah. Same with a lot of turtles. Honestly, I could have put turtles on here.
Dude, turtles
in
are
retrospect.
like wildly huge sometimes.
Yes.
And you're like, what the fuck? And then like half of them
Snapping
are like.
turtles are terrifying because they
Also-
move so slow, but then they're just like.
I
And
think we've talked about this before, but the average age for a tortoise goes up like every few years, where they're just like, "Huh, you're still living."
Look at that
There's, like-
healthcare.
yeah,
Turtle
there's-
healthcare.
There's tortoises who are like they theorize are like, yeah, this one could probably live like 400 years. 400 fucking years?
Never
How long that fucking
ending
is?
living turtles, heroes in
Dude,
a half shell.
Imagine being that means that if you're 100 years old as a turtle, you're 25 in human years. You are a young adult.
I am just getting warmed up.
And actually not even 25, because the average
That's the
age for like a
turtle
human is
talking
like
to-
75.
That's got to be up by now. It's got to be at least 80.
No. The boomers haven't died off yet. By the time we get around, although I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Eating
know
all
that
this
I want to live
McDonald's-
to 100.
We
dude.
actually might drop down with all the food
That's
that we
true.
eat. I'm not going to lie.
That's true. Sorry, just turned to look at the energy drinks.
Yeah, no, here we
pounding
go
back 'cause I'm
talking
so
about
tired.
death again on a fucking... Well, to be fair, this
This one's
episode's
a lot
supposed to be
more- yeah,
scary.
this one's a lot
This one's
more
not like
relevant.
dates.
My number
Maybe
7.
maybe they like that. Maybe
Maybe.
that's why dates did so well.
Is you
Maybe
guys
we'll
like-
talk about death
Yeah,
more.
top 10 times we talked
Ways
about
to
death.
die. Yeah, it's a horrible episode.
Ways to die. Do you remember Dumb Ways to Die?
Oh, dude, do I ever? We used to play that on the bus.
My favorite was the guy who sold both his kidneys with his money. His my number 7 is one that I have encountered a lot, and every time I see it, I'm always just like, I'm like, fuck, get away from me, and that is a possum.
Oh, I thought you've encountered possums?
Yeah,
Really?
all the time, especially if you're driving late at night. And they always scurry across the street. They look scary. They play dead. They know how to play dead. They know how to convincingly play dead. So if you
Yeah,
find
that's
a
really
possum,
fucking
you're
weird.
always just like, I don't know if it's dead. I could go to try and remove it, and it could just wake up and attack me.
Yeah.
And
I know
they
that
just
from
look
the
so
fucking
freaky.
from Over the
Modern
Hedge.
Family. Oh,
Over the Hedge with the dad and his daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Over the Hedge. I always talk about that movie because that introduced me to the Clash. Because the outro song to that is the "I'm all lost in the supermarket. I can no longer shop happily."
That's
Came in here
so
for a
fucking
special
funny that you
offer.
introduced to the Clash through Over the
Guaranteed
Hedge.
personality. That song's a banger though. I love.
I've just
Lost in the
realized that now.
Supermarket.
You've told me that before, and it's gone over my head. I've just realized now how funny that is. Actually, that
I
is quite
always
funny.
think about it. I hear Over the Hedge, and I always think of that song.
Yeah.
Possums, yeah, just like I see them a lot at night, and like also I like when
Yeah.
I'm back home because I used to during COVID when I would go on runs, I would go at night so I wouldn't encounter people.
I guess I've seen possums before. Yeah.
And sometimes, yeah, you just like I'm out running, like the streets are empty, and I just see a possum scurry across the street, and I'm like, I don't want to go over there now. It's freaky. It's got like a rat tail. If my memory serves me correct, I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure they have like that like pale, like no fur on the tail. They have that freaky face. I feel like I don't need to say much. I feel like if I just say like possums are scary, people are like, yeah. It's like they
100%.
especially the fact that they play dead. So if you find one in like your house or something, like on your like, and you're like, I would need to get rid of this thing. It's like I would be afraid to approach it. Like, what do I do?
You'd have to make sure that the first action that you did to it killed it. Anyways, which is fucking horrible. I don't want to ever have to kill an animal.
No.
That's just not my thing.
No, yeah,
I'm not a hunter. I'm not a.
Yeah.
I'm not a hunter. I'm a lover.
Yeah, I'm threatening you with peace and love, possum. But yeah, possums they're just freaky. They're like giant rats, and I don't like it.
Yeah. So here's one that we actually could encounter in Canada, and
the
especially
Kraken.
back where I'm from. Yeah, the Kraken. Yeah.
I think that was our
Loch Ness
ranked
monster.
number 1 monster. Was it the Kraken?
Oh, maybe actually.
That sounds right.
I don't know.
That was number 4. It's been a while since that one came out.
Yeah, it has been. Anyways, cougars. That's right. I'm scared of hot moms. No.
No, you're thinking of MILFs.
Yeah, dude, cougars scare the fuck out of me because those are like genuinely a thing that exist in.
And they're like really hard to see. A lot of like leopards and stuff like that. They just like they're really good at blending in.
Yeah, they're a thing that like exists, especially where I'm from.
Like it sees you way before you see it.
Yeah, and
yeah.
they'll tell you if there's like or like mountain lions. Are mountain lions and cougars the same thing? I think they might be.
I think they're the same family.
Either way, mountain lions.
I think
mountain lions are extremely common, like way more common than people would think, especially in Canada and the United States. Like they exist quite a bit, and warnings go out for them all the time, being like, "Oh, mountain lion in the area, don't go
Chasing
go out."
waterfalls.
It's usually worse out in like BC and on the west coast, I believe. But I do know that we've had mountain lion warnings from where I'm from, and just being like, yeah, there is a mountain lion out and about. Everybody be careful if you see it.
We get coyote
fucking kill it.
warnings. We get coyote warnings a lot.
Okay, yeah. Coyotes were just a thing where
there
we
was
lived,
one
so
time-
we didn't even get warnings for them.
I was walking to with a friend. We were walking to go get like snacks from a convenience store, and we took we cut through a path, and I was gonna quickly just like I was gonna go piss, right? I was walking towards some trees, and then as I walk over to the trees, I just hear like 4 different like and we just hauled ass out of there
Yup.
because it was like they'll catch us.
Yeah.
And like we were lucky that we were really close to like civilization, so that way it was night too. So we're like, we just need to get to where there's cars and lights, and
Yeah.
now that noise and stuff will
Yeah.
keep them away. But it was terrifying. So I'm like, okay. Like, I didn't even
Coyotes-
get to the trees. I was just walking over and then just like,
Coyotes have never scared me much, just because, again, like I did grow up around coyotes. There's coyotes out everywhere. You could hear them every single night. So they would come into town and stuff like that at night sometimes as well. And but coyotes, they never scare me much because their size, they're more like the size of a dog.
Yeah.
They're about the size of a dog. And I thought if I ever run into one coyote, I know that I could fight off a dog. Not well, but I know I could fight off a dog or a coyote.
yeah.
Because again, it is
I didn't
aggressive.
put coyotes on
but
my list, but I
know that it's small
I
enough to
feel
where
like
I could fight it.
I feel like I could get away alive. You know,
Yes,
like not
exactly.
not unscathed.
Oh, God, no.
But I feel like I could get away alive.
Yeah, I could definitely. I think if I had to kill a coyote, I think I could kill a coyote. A wolf? No.
A werewolf, maybe. I just have to get it to fall in love with me.
Wolves are fucking huge.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how big. Again, they
until
can
you
grow
see a picture
to
of, like, a dog
the
next
size
to a
of a
wolf.
human.
Yeah. And
they're
it's like,
they're
it's huge.
fucking massive.
Well, speaking of massive animals, my number 6. This is the only one on here that I've never encountered in real life, but I've heard they are fucking dangerous, and they're terrifying because they're huge and they're strong, and that is a hippo, a hippopotamus,
And they're fast.
and they're fast.
They're fucking wildly fast.
And
Did you see
how
the
they
thing
move
recently
through
that
the
they
water
said?
is that they're like jumping.
Yeah.
That's like they've got those giant they could crush you immediately. If a hippo wants to kill you, you're dead.
Did you see the recent thing that came out about like can hippos fly technically? Have you seen that?
No.
So like hippos scientifically can fly.
How?
So
That's hell for me. Stop making things fly.
It is because when they are running so fast that all four limbs actually leave the ground.
Oh.
So from a scientific perspective,
I
they
get-
can
yeah.
fly for a very small amount of time. They catch air. They are airborne. And it
It's
doesn't
like how
technically
flying
count as
squirrels
flying.
don't actually fly; they glide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. However, hippos, because of the sheer speed that they can run, have all 4 feet leave the ground momentarily.
That's crazy.
Which is not something that
Whoever-
most animals, when running, usually do. Even if you look
Yeah.
at like a cougar or something like that, usually
There's
it's-
one leg,
it's
2 legs on the ground.
strides, right? Where
Yeah.
it's stretching out, bringing its legs back together.
Whoever it was that wanted a hippopotamus for Christmas, I would reevaluate your decisions just because.
Yeah.
I wanted a hippopotamus for Christmas.
That was in like the 60s
now
though,
I'm
when they didn't
covered in
understand
my
shit.
parents' blood. I should have got that rhinoceroses. Now my family's slaughtered by some hippopotamuses. And hippopotamuses will get you too.
Maybe that's what we do for Christmas this year. Maybe that's your I want a hippopotamus remix.
Yeah. Why did I want a hippopotamus for Christmas?
Why'd I want a hippopotamus for Christmas? That's a great remix.
Yeah, hippos are
Dude, they're fucking scary.
Although
And
Moto
they do the
Moto.
jaw power too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moto likes you.
I like 'em big. I like 'em chunky. Chunk. I like. Anyway.
My number 5, and this is a very common fear. Everybody's scared of these, and I know that there's not really a reason to be, but great white sharks.
I thought about including sharks too, but it was another one of those things where it's like I haven't encountered them, so I don't have that like internal. I just like it's with a lot of these. Actually, I think this is the best way to put it. With a lot of these, where it's like in my brain, I know I should be afraid of them, but here I'm not because I haven't encountered a situation to give me that thing yet. But that's again where it's like you are right.
So
that is so fair.
Most sharks, no. I wouldn't really say that I'm afraid of them. Obviously, if I ran into them
You just
in the
punch
wild,
them in the nose.
yeah. Obviously, if I ran into them,
That would disarm me. Ow, dude, what the fuck? Okay, I'm leaving you alone.
Jesus. But no, obviously, like I know,
I'm
like
gonna
I
snore.
would definitely be afraid of them in the wild, but not nearly as afraid as I would be if it was a great white. Because I feel like if I ran into like a hammerhead or
that's like the shark to end all sharks, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I feel like if I ran into a hammerhead or like a tiger shark or something like that, obviously they are smaller, and I think I would still have the wherewithal to be like, okay, do the punch in the nose or kick in the nose thing, or like even some of them they say you don't even have to punch it or kick it, you can literally just guide its head and just grab it by the nose and just be like, no, not here, please.
That's the thing where it's like I feel like I could do the thing where they put you in a cage and you swim with sharks. I feel like I could do that.
I could if it wasn't great whites. That's why
true.
I'm saying if it was great whites, no. So that's with those sharks, I feel like I would have that wherewithal to do that. If I saw a great white in the water and I knew it was a great white, that was when I think I would be so shocked and so scared where I would genuinely forget.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's when I would start kicking and squirming around trying to get out.
Especially
and that
in
is
the
when I
water,
would get
because
attacked.
escaping something in the water is way more scary than escaping something on land.
We don't stand a chance
Yeah.
in the water, man. We don't stand a fucking chance in the water.
Yeah,
That's
what do I
why
look like? Aquaman, kind
Yeah.
of. He's blonde, but
Yeah,
still,
dude.
you understand.
Yeah,
I
he's
look like
just
the
as
comic
chiseled as I am.
Aquaman, and you look like the Jason Momoa Aquaman.
Oh yeah, like kinda.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you have the same hair, and I have the same hair as the other one. and
I
that's-
have the same
build.
huge,
Yeah.
huge
The exact-
pecs,
yeah,
like
tattoos.
massive arms.
Yeah.
I've got the same tattoos.
the exact same tattoos, that makeup work that we did before to cover all those Jason Momoa tattoos. Not
Yeah.
the tattoos that he has, just all your tattoos of Jason Momoa.
Yeah, it's just all Jason Momoa.
I kind of similar, but also like another one of because again, I feel like I've noticed in editing these that I'm like my picks are always kind of silly. So at number 5, I just wrote fish. My thing is, that, like
Fish are fucking disgusting.
yeah,
They're
'cause
weird.
I've realized how I was writing this is I was more so focused on things I've encountered, and I've because like we were talking about with swimming, where it's like when I can't see them, I'm fine because I can pretend that they're not there. When I do see a fish, I'm also just like maybe I'm not necessarily scared, not like normal fish, but I said just fish of just like aquatic things, kind of on the whole. So like I wouldn't count like sharks and stuff in that because they aren't fish. But like the one that you mentioned earlier, I forgot the name, but the big worm with teeth, stuff like that, I kind of lump into there. Where it's just like I don't. If I'm swimming and I see a fish near me, I kind of want to get out of the water.
Yeah.
It's like it's gross. I don't want. I'm like I've described myself before as like a diet germaphobe, where it's like weird things bother me.
No, I think you're totally right. Have you ever brushed up against one by accident while you're like kicking, and you're like, so like you're swimming in like, because a lot of lakes in Ontario are pretty murky. You can't really see the bottom, which is not something that I enjoy. Those are the small lakes, and if you're kicking, sometimes every now and then you can kick a fish. That fucking blows. The moment I do that, if I'm treading water and I brush up against something in the water, no, I'm out.
I just don't like a lot of animals. I labeled them as like me being afraid because it's like I don't want to touch them or come near them. You know, some people like they're like, yeah, like again, if you had like a pet lizard, it's like let the lizard climb. I wouldn't do that. So like, it makes me. I'm like, it's weird. I don't like that. It's gross. Well, maybe not gross isn't always the right word, but it's just one of those things. Like I don't want to be put in that situation, and I feel like scared or afraid might be too big of a word in retrospect. This list was kind of hard to put together, but yeah, just like when I'm swimming, I don't want to encounter sea life.
No, I agree.
At least
we are going to talk about that more. Believe me. Believe me.
In like at least in high volumes, you know, because like it's not like I go to an aquarium. I'm like but like if I was swimming and I saw a fish, I would want to move away.
No, aquariums are sick. Other than the fact that it's an aquarium, but
I keep saying fish, but like I mean like the freakier ones. Like again, I'm normally uncomfortable when I'm around just like a normal fish in the water.
Catfish are disgusting. Like a catfish.
Or you ever see like a dead fish on the beach?
That's I've seen that a ton. That happens a lot at my cottage where they wash up, and they're fucking disgusting.
But I do like aquariums. Like I enjoy like being like, oh, cool, like because like I'm not afraid of swimming. I'm not afraid of the ocean. I would just rather not encounter them. I'm realizing now that I'm saying this should have been more in my like 8, 9, 10 range. Yeah, but that
happens though. That's the same with my like fucking Pacific lamprey. Well, that should have been way fucking higher up. That thing.
And I don't even want to repeat it, but I still think I should have put my number 10 way more down here.
Oh, what I won't say it just for you. My number 4 then. Was that your number?
That was my 4. So it should be your 3, right?
Wait,
no, that was my 5. Sorry, that was my 5. So this is your 4.
My number 4. We've talked about these quite a bit in recent episodes. Tarantulas, man. Fuck those things.
It's similar to fish for me, where it's like if I'm like outside, if I'm in like a gazebo or something and I see a spider crawling on the thing, I won't go near it. But I'm not like if I see a spider inside, I don't freak out unless it's on me, which again I'm realizing I don't like being touched by animals.
Ooh, yes. Here's my thing with spiders. So spiders, I am not afraid. I'm not afraid of spiders. I don't have arachnophobia. However, I do think spiders are
scary.
Ewy. I think they're ewy.
And a tarantula especially because it's like hairy and it's like it's big. Take that out of context.
Tarantula, I don't even classify as a spider. That's not an arachnid at this point, man. That is, as we talked about before, the fact that that they have meat.
Yeah.
Shouldn't.
There are a lot of scary spiders out there.
That is a bug that can be eaten and has meat on it is too big. The fact that it has defined muscles.
Yeah.
And is a bug.
If I lived in a different part of the world where spiders were a lot bigger and a lot more prominent, I probably would have, like Australia. I think they have like a lot of crazy spiders. Dude. Then I would have had it on here. But here in North America, I don't encounter too many spiders that actively have me like, ah!
So my mom and sister, they were in Greece recently, and they met some people from either Australia or New Zealand, something like that, and they said, like, what do you guys do? Like, how big are the spiders actually? And they're like, oh, and they showed like too big.
Yeah.
And then she was like, what do you do about them? Like, what is that, like a common thing? They're like, yeah, they come into the house all the time. And you're just like, you kill them and move on. I'm like, with what? A fucking gun? Mm-hmm. What do you, you're not just grab a napkin. It's a fucking, it's the size of like half a squirrel.
I like to take the spiders and I like to capture them and release them outside. So what I do is I get my giant cooking pot for Thanksgiving because that's the only thing that I can use to fit them. And then...
Yeah, that pisses me off too when I go to kill a spider and people are like, "Oh, don't kill it."
You're on my turf, bro.
Really?
I won't.
Don't kill the spider. Really? You want me to catch the spider? You want me to put effort into catching something that is this fucking big? All right. I'm not saying it's insignificant and insignificant in this. You know what? No, fuck it. It is insignificant. It's fucking insignificant. It's so small.
But what if you try to save it and take it outside and it bites you and it gives you superpowers and you missed out on that because you killed it?
I'm not taking that chance. Did you hear about like the kid who like actively made a spider bite him because he was like, oh, I want spider powers, and then like he got really sick?
Yeah. I feel like that's probably happened to many kids.
Yeah. No, fucking. Anyways,
That's fair.
If you're one of the people out there that's like, oh, don't kill the spider or don't kill that little bug, just save it. No. It doesn't fucking care. It's so small that it does not have the brain capacity to think about. It doesn't even know it's alive.
For me, it like I don't ever like capture them and bring them outside because that's just a lot of work. But like for me, it's like if I see like a bug outside and it's like bugging me, bug. I don't kill it because it's like I'm outside. But when like especially in my room, my safe space, and if I see it on like my bed or something, I'm just like and like I don't. Then I or like the bathroom. The bathroom's one of the worst places to encounter bugs. It's like I'm either about to shower or something. It's like I don't want to be like like right now.
That was the worst part about my old apartment was the fact that we were in a basement. We had a lot of spiders. And yeah, they would be in the shower just on the roof, and I was like, fuck that, man. So I would take the fucking the fucking shower head and just shit. Yeah, exactly.
Hi, we're back.
Hello, back again. We are
Back Kings.
Back Kings.
One thing that I've learned from doing the podcast and editing the podcast is that like I've learned a lot about why I think the way I do. And so one thing I've noticed
rank therapy.
Yeah. So one thing I've noticed about like with this list especially because like I've always been like weird with like dogs and cats. I'm fine. Well, I'll pet a dog or whatever. I don't care if the dog or cat licks me. But I don't like touching a lot of animals. Yeah. Like I don't want to pet every pet that exists. I don't want to have like a bird on my shoulder. I don't want to have a lizard climbing on me. I don't want to have any of that. I've realized that like what has made me classify my list. Like I didn't know my criteria going into it, but upon defending it and reading it, I've realized that it's like unpredictability. Yeah. Like obviously how the animal looks that will affect how scary it is but just like like if it's like if I don't know what it's going to do, then that puts me just in a state of panic. Like if we're in a situation where I would be like I'm like come across an animal, like this is Scariest Animal, so I'm obviously not saying every time I see a fish I'm like like I'm saying like again if I could redo it I'd probably put it at like 10 because it's just like when I'm swimming in the water and a fish swims past me I'm uncomfortable. I don't like that. So my number 4 is a very weird one, but I think it makes sense. The way I wrote chaotic pets. Because that was the only way I could think to explain it. It's like if you have a big dog and he's like rambunctious and he's like biting.
Guinea pig? No, I don't.
No.
Why are you holding the guinea pig?
Because like I don't want it to piss on me or anything.
Yeah,
like I don't want it. I'm cool with observing from afar.
Rambunch piss.
But like rambunctious. When like if and I was thinking because I'm not afraid of dogs. I love dogs. No, I've realized I'm a cat person, but I love dogs.
I'm definitely a cat person. I'm definitely not a dog. We've talked about this, I know, on animals, but fucking.
I think on animals, I say I'm more of a dog person than a cat person. I've since come to realize I like cats more than I like dogs because cats we can both just like chill and coexist and then we'll hang out when we want to hang out, whereas the dog's just a lot of
I don't even know if I stated my full reason for having I'll tell it now. I don't know if I was fully like in the state of mind on the internet yet, but now I am. I'm on the internet all the time now. I was bit in the ass by a dog when I was like 15 and that sucked a lot
of people who are scared of dogs, they had a traumatic experience as a kid, and that's why
this was like a very vicious one too, and he locked on, brother. It did not feel good.
I was afraid of dogs when I was a kid because our neighbors had a really big dog, and every time we went to our backyard down the side, he would come down the fence and he would just immediately start barking like aggressively, and it scared me as a kid because I was a small kid. This dog's bigger than me, and I would be afraid to walk to my backyard that way because I didn't want to encounter this dog, and the dog was behind a fence.
Yeah, like what do you?
So that's what I mean, and it doesn't have to be dogs, but just like chaotic pets. I'm just like if your pet is like unpredictable, and I'm like, then I'm just like the whole time I'm near it, I'm like just kind of on edge.
You're wary.
Or I'm worried, you know, and worry is a strand of fear, hence Scariest Animals. Yes. Indeed. So I
like that as an animal.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want to pick a specific one because I don't want to say I'm scared of dogs because I'm not scared of dogs. However, there are scary dogs.
So you're saying you're scared
and there's scary
the
cats
owners and how they've trained them.
That's true, or the lack of training. And like there are scary cats too. Like vicious cats can be like kind of scary. Where it's like I don't want to go near your cat because I don't want to get scratched up and like it's just it's unpredictable and I can't react in a way to keep myself safe if I don't know what it's going to do.
I agree. So here we go.
Is your number 3?
Bears is not on my list.
Really?
Not on my list. I'll level with you there. Bears, Bears
shit
is not on my list.
That might be the first time I've predicted something that you just didn't have at all.
However, polar bears.
That's a bear. Fuck you.
Is.
That's a bear.
I meant bears as a whole. You do win. You still get the well, you don't win, but you get you're right. You get the third place. Yeah. I'm not arguing that you didn't get it. I'm just saying bears as a whole is not on my list.
That's right. I got it.
Polar bears, however, because bears themselves don't scare me in the slightest. Especially like I grew up around brown bears. They're fucking everywhere back where I'm from.
Isn't the thing with brown bears is that like you're just supposed to like leave them alone and chill, like stay still.
You don't even have to do the whole like you don't have to do that shit at all.
Isn't the saying if it's brown lie down, if it's black fight back, like for brown bears and black bears?
Something like that.
I think it's like if it's a black bear, you want to make yourself look big and loud, and if it's a brown bear, you just want to be like quiet and like move away.
They are so fucking harmless, dude. They're you could basically own a brown bear as a pet. Like dude, they're fucking nothing.
Polar bears are vicious though.
Grizzly bears are definitely vicious, but they're kind of, you don't see them very often and whatever. Polar bears are like grizzly bears. You can at
polar
least
bears are deadly. Yeah,
like grizzly bears, you can at least like do the whole thing and be loud, deadly, and they will run away at some point. There's nothing you can do about a polar bear. Polar bears are actually just out for the kill, man. They're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And the thing is that why I didn't put bears on my list and why I didn't include polar bears was that when I hear polar bears now, I just think of those like really sad pictures of them like terribly skinny because they can't get any food, and
which makes them more aggressive.
Yeah.
Because they can't eat shit, so they will definitely resort to humans.
That's true. Yeah, the polar bears are scary. Yeah,
and they
really blend in with the Arctic, much like what we talked. Well, have you seen snow leopards? You probably haven't because they disguise themselves so well.
Yeah, exactly.
They have those glasses with the fake nose and the mustache. You can't tell them.
You can't even tell.
Is that a snow leopard or is that just a dapper young gentleman? Either way, I'm gonna go up and say hi. And if I come back, it wasn't.
But no, polar bears, especially because of there's a huge thing with like Newfoundland and like northern areas, especially because of global warming, with polar bears coming in on icebergs. And coming into towns.
Oh, shit.
Because they're just floating on icebergs south.
Just passing through.
Yeah, exactly. And the icebergs usually end up in a bay. And usually where there's a bay, there's a town at the foot of the bay or whatever, right? And so there's polar bears that are just coming into towns in like northern and eastern Canada, which is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And like again, unfortunately, that ends up in there's no way to like really capture them. I think there probably is, but
there's not a glass big enough for you to put a glass over the polar bear
with a little sheet of paper underneath,
so you can bring it up.
But no, like I think unfortunately it just ends in them being killed, which is unfortunate because it's definitely an endangered species at this point.
Everything in the Arctic, man, is like I think we talked about this, and I was like, I always go back and forth on my favorite animal being either penguins or pigs.
Yeah.
But I love both those. Yeah. But it's a crazy world.
It's penguins will survive for a while, I think, just because they still have land underneath them at least.
That's true.
And they're in the Antarctic, right?
Cool as shit.
Yeah,
I think that's right,
dude.
I'm not good at geography. I'm not good at geography. Please.
Like, they only live in Antarctica. But I like, again, polar bears are such a fucking deadly creature where it's like if you ever run into that, like, oh my god, that's terrifying.
A seal!
Man.
A seal. There used to be a grain tower. There's probably at least like 4 different episodes where we started singing "Kiss from a Rose." I feel like,
dude, I love Seal, dude.
I've been my number 3.
Yeah,
I do have a traumatic experience with this creature. Which I've talked about to death to many people. So I'm sure if I have any friends,
you said it on the show?
I don't know if I've said this on the show, but I know I've said this throughout my life, and I know my friends, especially back home, are sick of hearing it. But
we've probably talked about it then.
My number 3, I wrote hornets/wasps.
Yes. I knew it. Yeah. The moment you said I've got a story, because
they can sting multiple times.
Yeah.
When I was a wee lad, which I think you have heard the story, but for the viewers,
but we'll see.
When I was a wee lad, I was at my brother's end of the year like baseball party.
Yeah.
And there was this hornet's nest or a wasp's nest. I don't remember which. I think it was wasps actually. It was under a stop sign, and people were hanging out like outside, and they were like leaning on the stop sign, like moving around. And they didn't know the nest was there, so all the wasps come out and they start chasing us. And I think I was in like grade 3, so I'm like short, and I can't run, and I was heavy back then, so like I couldn't run very fast, and there was a lot of me.
Yeah.
So I run into the backyard of this party where all the parents are. I'm screaming. There's like 10 wasps crawling on my back, just lighting me up. I did hear about this. I had 28 stings that day. Yeah. 28 wasp stings,
which is can be lethal for. If you get too many wasp
thank
stings,
God I'm not allergic, because
yeah.
I would have. I think I was
even
the worst.
Even if you're not
there.
allergic, wasps can kill you. A swarm of wasps can kill you.
It was like a week before I went back to school, so I was all swollen. I was like, I remember like I got one right here on my hand, so I couldn't go like past like this. It was mostly my back. I spent the last few days of my summer basically like I would sit against chairs like holding ice packs to the back, because that's all I could do.
That's gotta hurt too.
I won't go into all the, because I feel like all the crazy details of that story are only really more entertaining if like you know the people involved. So I won't go into all the crazy bits of it. But yeah, I got stung 28 times, and I used to be so chill around bees. So I'm like, yeah, just stand still, let it buzz by me, and it'll go away. But now I always move away from them when I see them, because it's just like I don't want to get stung. And throughout my life, I've been stung I think a total of 30 times. Once in like a summer camp, 28 times that day, and then once in like grade 8.
I think I was stung like once by like a bumblebee or something like that when I was like 3, and that's only like my parents theorized that I was stung because I was not a crying kid. I didn't really ever cry, and all of a sudden I started crying out of nowhere, and then there was like a slight bump on my arm or something. They're like, did he just get stung? Like what? So they theorized I was stung by like a bee.
Yeah,
but never. Jury still wasn't a hornet. Yeah. We're still looking for the guy.
Yeah.
But no, when I was back home recently, I was helping my mom remove a wasp nest because I noticed it when I got there. I was like, "Oh, you've got a wasp nest outside growing."
Yeah, and that scares me. Anytime I see one of those nests, I'm scared. So I'm actively scared.
I had to take it down.
I could never.
And so I went out and I bought wasp killer, and I
can't even watch the TikToks where people remove the nest because it freaks me out.
So this is a great story for you. So I'm
and they fly. I hate everything that flies. I'm learning. If you're an animal that flies, I'm scared of you.
Fuck you. So I'm spraying this nest. They're all dropping out. They're dying. I'm like, okay, like one of them survived and like flies away and whatever. It doesn't come after me or anything. So then I wait like a half hour just in case anything's living in there. I want it all to die. And I was going to pressure wash it off of the roof because I was like, I don't want it sitting there. I don't want them to come back and just continue building this fucking thing because it was only like half built. So I spray it down, whatever. And I get to the point where it's just the top and there's like some chunks on it. I'm trying to spray it, but I can't really see what I'm spraying because it's a pressure washer. I'm just trying to... Anyways, something flies out of the nest, right? So I've taken all the nest off. It's just the base, but something flies out of what I'm spraying, flies straight at me. And people that know me know that I usually wear my button-ups just exactly like this, with a lot of buttons undone. Flies right out of the nest and goes...
Oh, shit.
Right into my shirt.
Did you get stung?
No.
Oh, that's lucky.
It wasn't a wasp.
Oh.
It was larva.
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever seen wasp larva. It's disgusting.
I'm going to Google it real quick.
It's fucking disgusting.
Okay,
Did you just spill?
Maybe I did that. 1 second.
He spilt his grunster.
No, luckily it's mostly empty.
So not my blunster. Not my dunster.
This is what I get for grabbing my phone on the podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Apparently I can do it, but you can't.
Yeah, that's not that much. That's
Anyways, the larvae can move. They're like eggs.
Right.
And you can see like the little wasp faces in them. And they wiggle around. And so, thank God, I usually wear my shirts tucked in. I wasn't. It went in and then out.
That's lucky, yeah.
But I felt it, and it was like cold and weird. And then I looked at what it was, and I was like, ugh. And then I looked up at the nest, and all it was all these white spots of larvae. There was probably 30, 40, maybe even 50 of them. And I'm like, fucking ew. And that was one of the times where I screamed. Like, my mom was outside, and she couldn't fucking stop laughing at me, of course. But I got the pressure washer as close as I could and just started spraying.
Yeah.
And then I took it down. You know what I fucking did with it? It fell, and it fell as a chunk when it came off because it was obviously very intact. They want to protect their young. I found the chunk. I picked it up with a shovel. I put it underneath the back tire of the car and ran it over twice because I was not fucking with that thing. I was absolutely
Wasps are
not.
scary, man.
And then I fucking scraped it off the ground and fired it in the backyard. I was like, no, I'm not fucking dealing with this thing.
The two things that ruin summer for me is mosquitoes because they love my blood
They fucking suck, dude.
and wasps because I don't want to go through that again. By the way,
there's a fucking wasp outside.
Oh no, it knows.
I noticed that at the very beginning of the episode. There's one flying around. I don't know.
That's sick.
Yeah, maybe we don't go outside anymore ever.
Yeah, I could get on board with that.
Dude, let's live inside.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dude, let's.
We could do that.
The last time I got stung was in grade 8, and we were outside for DPA, daily physical activity, and our teacher was dividing up teams, and I was on a team with my buddy, and I walk over. If this is his shoulder, I was like, "Hey, man," and I did that, and I just like patted him right here. Didn't know there was a wasp on his shirt, so I went like this, and I was like, "Ah!" And it's got me right like on my hand like that. My hand was so fucking.
I remember you
swollen.
telling me about that as well. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been stung enough. I don't want to be
Fuck
stung
that.
anymore. You're number 2.
My number 2, dude. These are ones that I will probably never, ever, ever run into in the wild. And if I do, cool. I lived a cool life. But if I do, it's probably where my life ends. Silverback gorillas. Gorillas, man. Gorillas are
big and strong.
fucking like.
You see the video, not the video, but the picture. The girl who had her like, I think it was like a chimpanzee, but still like primates. They're violent and they're dangerous.
Who are like half the size of us can lift like way more than we fucking can for no reason. We are also part of the great apes. Why are we not strong? I don't understand that shit.
I feel like it's because like if I lived in the wilderness, I would probably have muscles because you're like carrying yourself in a bunch of stuff and like lifting yourself, swinging through.
That's true. I guess we don't really treat ourselves like animals anymore.
Yeah, unless it's like been a rough week.
Yeah, I guess, you know what? Tarzan was pretty big.
That's true.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Tarzan was pretty strong.
But
like gorillas scare the fuck out of me.
We should have had Tarzan on this episode.
What's her name? Jane
Austin.
Jane Goodall. I don't know who that is. I believe that's her name, Jane Goodall.
Is that the girl who got ripped to shreds by a chimpanzee?
Oh, fuck no. She actually sat with gorillas because you can get into a gorilla tribe. I learned this. You can get into a tribe of gorillas
something like
if you just sit on the ground. And I thought about this because I was like, it'd be super cool to be involved in a tribe of gorillas and have like that'd be a once in a lifetime experience. That's super cool. However, to do that, you have to sit still and you have to let them for like an hour just inspect you and just like poke around at you. And then if they walk away, you're chill. And then there's also the chance that they don't. And they just go, nah, you're not chill. And just rip you in half.
Did you see the video where this guy like simplified Minecraft to like it would pop up like prompts? Like not like they decided what it would do, but it would just be like, if X happens, give the prompt for Z. And they got these gorillas to beat Minecraft. So like if they're fighting the Ender Dragon and he gets launched way in the air, and it gives him the quick it pops up and he has to click it before it's too late to like place the water bucket to get no fall damage. And he did it. It was one person and I think one gorilla. But the gorilla was playing Minecraft.
Dude, gorillas are really smart, man. Gorillas are really, really, really fucking smart.
I don't know the name of the gorilla, but the one that knew sign language?
Coco, I believe.
Yeah.
Was her name. Yeah, and she talked to Robin Williams.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I don't know if Coco... I think Coco died.
I think so too.
I don't remember though.
No, I think because there was like a video of like her final message.
I do think as well that like a lot of those gorillas that I don't think they're ever like happy either.
No.
Especially just because like that's a lot of experimentation. Like I think they're like... I know that like chimpanzees and like other apes can be like very happy living with humans just because we are like very similar. We share a lot of our DNA, but I don't think that the gorillas are ever extremely happy. They're never aggressive either, but they're not. You can tell they're not happy. I know that there was one that
I don't think any animal that would be getting experimented on would be like, and this is great.
And especially one that has like consciousness like that. Like gorillas are smart enough to know that they exist. They know about themselves. They know about other gorillas. They're very, very, very similar to humans in a lot of ways. Like there's evidence of like gorillas being like in packs of like 300 and having wars with other packs that are in like packs of 300. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
You're thinking of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, kind of. But no, they're very, very similar. So I feel like they're it's obvious that they know that they're not themselves, which is unfortunate.
I'm not myself when I'm
gorilla
with scientists. My number 2 is one that I'm also like every time I see or smell this creature, I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Okay.
I have a skunk at number 2.
Yeah.
Skunks terrify me. When I was on my grad trip, we were on a group campsite, and group campsites are big.
Yeah.
And when it's dark out, if you don't have lights, you can't see anything. And every night, I never saw it, which made it even more scary. But there was a skunk that visited our campsite every night, and you get sprayed by a skunk. That's gonna take days
to wash out.
Yeah, for it to, and you can't even use like water. It's like the total. I'm not all
there.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I'm not all caught up on skunk lore. I don't remember everything, but I want to say it might even take like a week. Like, it's.
Oh my bad.
Oh, that's a siren. I was like, what is that noise?
It was just me.
It would get to be night, like when it would be dark, and the only thing you could see was the stuff around the campfire or like the light we had on the picnic table. And I was just like, I kind of want to go to bed. I don't want to get sprayed by a skunk.
No, fuck
I don't
that.
want to, because like that's, and even the other day I was walking home from work, and I closed, so it was night, and I'm walking down the path, and I saw something scurry in front of me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
That's a skunk. I can't go that way.
I won't go that way.
So I doubled back, and I went a different way because I was just like, I don't want to run that risk.
Yeah.
But yeah, just skunk's one of those things that is just like anytime I see or smell one of them, I'm just like, just get me out of here. Get me away from here. I don't want to get sprayed by a skunk. I don't want to deal with that. Which kind of like, again, summarizing what this is supposed to be. Not animals that are factually dangerous and scary, just animals that people find scary.
Yeah.
So like,
and that scare us.
should it be a situation, like if I was in a situation where it was like, hey, like it's you versus this skunk and only one of you could walk out of it alive, I know it's probably going to be me.
Yeah,
but just in my day-to-day life, skunks are terrifying.
My number 1 is not realistically that scary in the grand scheme of things.
Mine either. And I feel like by process of elimination, you can probably figure out what my number 1 is.
So, yeah, let's go.
You're number 1.
My number 1. So as I said, the jump from my number 2, like gorillas, as I said, they scare me. Yeah, but whatever. A lot of these on my list, they scare me. But it's like a whatever kind of scared. It's like these are the ones that like I had to. We make a huge leap now. We make a huge leap. We go from gorillas, where I was just like, yeah, that would be fucking scary, to I really, 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 really like I would rather die a million times over than ever even run into one of these in the fucking wild. I don't think I ever will. Thank God. But fuck, do they ever scare me? Yeah, chipmunk. Fuck that.
Specifically Simon.
Blue whales.
Interesting.
I am fucking terrified of those fucking things, man. Because they're so
I
big.
never would have got that.
It's just their size.
Can you do a whale call? Whale.
Dude, whales
I've never been.
terrify me. They fucking terrify me so much. And specifically the blue ones, because they're fucking huge. Not only, I found this out.
Are they dangerous? I'm not going to lie.
They're not dangerous in the
okay.
slightest, because they don't want to eat a human. They know exactly what we are. They don't want to eat us.
Cool.
There's no fucking point.
Because I know I'm about to be in the same boat for my number 1 when I talk about this, because like they're not actually like that scary. But like, so it's like I can't relate to this, but I also can't talk because I know that I'm about to do the same thing.
So they only eat like tiny fish. They're the ones with like the fucking like weird like filament.
Fish to them are tiny fish.
They're the ones with like the weird like filament for like teeth, where it's not really like it's like weird like papery things. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they have that for teeth, which isn't really teeth. They just kind of suck in fish, and so the odds of you even being eaten by a blue whale are not really that good. But dude, they're just massive.
That is interesting. I do not share this fear.
I found out that they are not only the biggest living creature on Earth, they're the biggest creature ever.
That can't be true.
Yeah.
What? The blue whale's bigger than like a megalodon?
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google a picture and not spill my drink this time. I'm gonna Google blue whale and then just like see.
Just do a size comparison with a human.
Yes.
Just look at it.
Yeah.
Just look at that, and just then imagine you're swimming. Imagine you're swimming in the ocean.
To human.
And then that happens.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh my god.
Let me see.
I didn't even. There's not even a person in the. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right. Well. Yeah. There's something. That's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude. They could swallow a school bus, dude. Like
on the magic school bus.
Like they're fucking
on the magic scuba.
Terrifying.
Cruising
Anyways,
down this well, we're
give me-
relaxing, feeling good.
give me your number one. Let me hear it. I
My
wanna hear
number
the sweet,
one-
sweet sound.
My number one. Now, you said pigeons. I did just write down birds.
I said pigeons or birds.
You were right. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I did just write down birds.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
The thing is, and this is a new fear of
It's just
mine.
because pigeons are the ones that I know, but I know that birds in general
for sure,
do scare you.
For sure. Because like robins and stuff, I'm fine. There's robins all around back home in like Cardinals and Blue Jays and whatnot. And
What
that's
about
like
Batman?
That's true. That's true. There's no Batman.
No.
But I like those birds. Like, you know, I'm cool with it because like you walk up to them and they fly away. They go away. It's the birds like pigeons and bigger birds. Like you can fly and you're not scared of me.
Yeah, there's some pretty big birds out there too.
So it's just like I don't know.
Geese.
Geese are they're violent. Canadian geese are
Canadian geese fucking
leave them alone.
suck,
Do not
dude.
go near because they're violent.
And their bite hurts too.
Yeah. So like, and they're scary. They like hiss.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, you're a goose, man. Chill. Aren't you supposed to be going
Shut
like
the fuck up.
I birds, I don't know when this started for me. It might have been when I moved down here, just because the pigeons, like I've seen on multiple occasions pigeons fly into people.
Yeah.
And they're just so unpredictable.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
and it's again, I don't want to be touched by animals. I like
Oh, and
really
pigeons are so fucking disgusting and dirty, dude.
Exactly.
Ugh,
So
ugh.
I just like it's again they fly.
They are the
they're
rat of the
unpredictable.
sky.
Yeah, pigeons. Yeah, and so it's just like I've been to like the bird sanctuary before. Like I was fine then, but that was also like almost I think like 7 years ago now. So it's like this is a new thing for me. But it's just now I'm just like I see a bird, specifically pigeons. If I had to put one here, it would be pigeons. I don't like them. They freak me out. I just like, it's like I don't want to. It's like, I don't want to go near it. I like my body is telling me stay away, or my brain is like, let's go. And like again, like I like with my list, like I wouldn't say like because I feel like. I think about this every time we're editing. I'm just like, I hope people don't watch this and think like that man is terrified of every bird he sees, because that's not.
No.
Like obviously, like like you amp it up a bit for entertainment value. But
Yeah,
it's
of
just
course.
just birds, especially pigeons. But yeah, like it's just there's a lot of like birds with like they're flying unpredictably, where it's just like I don't know how to move out of your way. I don't want to get hit by this bird. I don't want to get shit on by a bird.
Yeah,
I don't want to like.
I was shot on by a bird in like grade 10 during a fire drill
That's
at school.
supposed to be good luck.
Really?
Apparently, I think that's
It
probably just a lie
wasn't.
they made up to make you feel better about
Yeah, it definitely
getting shit
was.
on by a bird.
I was shot on by a bird while we were standing outside during a fire drill in like grade 10. And my friend just looks at me and goes, "Oh, you got shot on." I'm like, "It's not funny. I don't." Does it look like I had to ball my sweater up and throw it in my locker?
Oh.
I was just like, I can't. It was like the beginning of the day too. I can't fucking
Yeah,
wash it or anything.
Yeah, what do you do?
I had to walk around with my t-shirt on. I never wore t-shirts back then. I wore sweatpants and sweaters.
Yeah, so did I.
That was my fit.
Birds, man. I just they're just I don't like being near them.
No, fuck them.
Again, like the small ones,
Well,
it's
don't,
whatever. But yeah, don't fuck the birds.
No, don't fuck the birds.
But like, like even like eagles and stuff. It's like, that's like
They're crazy.
owls. An owl can turn its head all the way around.
Owls are so cool, though.
Owls are cool. But like I wouldn't want to go near one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very true. I can understand your fear of the avians.
Yeah,
I get that.
we're not
I
on an
understand.
equal playing field.
No, we're not. That's what I don't like about the ocean.
Yes.
Anything in the fucking ocean,
That's
man.
true.
It's like I don't care what it is. It could destroy me.
Come fight me on my turf, land.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the whale just like the bird can fight me on
You
land.
know what? I
though.
honestly think a whale could beat me on land too. A blue whale, it's just too big.
Just drops
it just needs
on
to
you.
flop its tail, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
We were talking about
Spit a
orcas
school
before
bus
too.
at
I remember
you.
we were talking about orca whales and the fact
Yeah.
that they just bully seals and like launch them into the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, fuck, those things scare me too. Because an orca whale would easily do the same thing to a human. They would bully a human.
Yeah.
Dude, orcas are dicks too. They're also part of the dolphin family, which means they're smart as fuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now a word from our sponsor. Hej just. Gamlet
now flow will be fed. Finally, the hell we are this time said this last year. It was kind of greasy. Their crabs over what was it? The city no was fast. Finally, get honor. We see on a straw. The kidnaps are not with crab. The elf net saying it must have been cat. It all from New York's now. Get the power without. Yes, you're still nets. You're not so long. And again, zero crab. Oh, you veil. You ain't even looking at that. You'll see. You're that birth house. It's still that. No, we other you finish this time. But looking with no revive. Says this time. This no crab. Yeah, bro. No, it's not. It's offensive.
Yeah, dude, let's get into rating these, dude. Let's put them on a list, bro.
Let's put these fuckers on a list.
Never before done. Never done before. Never before seen.
Never seen before done.
Never in the befores have we seen this done before.
And now that that's done, let's do this before it's too late.
Before we're done.
Exactly.
What are we thinking for everything here? What do we think is our scariest?
Like
honestly, what do we think is our scariest?
I feel like the whale has to beat the birds.
I'm okay with birds being number 2 though.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll do that.
Let's do that. We'll do birds. Because that's funny to me that birds are going to be the second scariest animal.
Blue. Whale.
And then do we want to put hornets at 3? Hornets and wasps?
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck yes.
Hornets and wasps. It is really funny how like the original consensus for the show was that we would be arguing, but most of the time we normally
just agree on everything. Yeah.
I think my number 10 should actually probably be here.
Okay.
There we go.
I like that he won't say it.
Yeah, I don't I also have skunks on here. Skunks for me is giving like this half. Because I don't like, or possums. I would like possums probably on here.
Yeah.
Because possums are just big rats. That's how I
okay, let's put possums at like 10 or 9, somewhere up there then. That makes sense?
yeah, let's do
And
9.
then rats can go a little bit further down. Or do you say we won't do rats?
I feel like we can leave off rats.
Okay, cool.
I think this is how you spell possum.
You are correct.
I also have hippos. What do you have on yours that you want on here?
Komodo dragons for sure. Dude, the lamprey. Wait, let's get the lamprey on here.
Lamprey can be, I think like 8 or 7. I think Komodo dragon could probably be 4 because that's really big. If you want to toss that in on there, I don't even know how to spell that one. So
Komodo.
Oh, exactly how it sounds. Okay. And then I will let you pick where you want to put the teeth worm.
The teeth worm?
Yeah.
I say that goes like 6. It fucking sucks too.
Okay, I can get on board with that. And then do we want to put like hippos at 7?
Sure.
Because I think hippos should be relatively.
And they shouldn't be on your Christmas list.
Yes, you should not want a hippopotamus.
This is the
for
only
Christmas.
list hippo should be on.
Yeah,
Let's steal. I've still got a lot on here. I've got like tarantulas.
Tarantula's a good 10, I think.
Yeah, let's put tarantulas at 10. I can write that.
Cool.
I
Because I don't know how to spell it.
Do I even?
Tarant.
I think I got it right.
T
If I
E
didn't,
R.
I don't fucking care.
No, or is it? I don't know. Yeah, you get what we're going for. You understand.
Yeah,
We're from the generation where our phones spell the word correctly for us.
Exactly. I don't even know cursive.
And then we just have we just have number 8 left. For mine, the ones, and again we can go. I'm not saying it should be one of mine. These are just the ones that I think could fit the spot.
Okay.
Chaotic pets,
Okay.
sloths. That's it for mine.
I've got a lot left. I've got gorillas, polar bears, great white sharks, cougars.
Oh,
the snakes,
I feel like
bats.
polar bears is a good 8.
Let's do polar bears. Yeah.
I think polar bears is a good 8 because they are actually dangerous, but I feel like it's good number 8 because
We're not going to run into it.
yeah. Look at that. Scariest animals.
Alrighty. Do you want to kick us off with number 10?
All right. Counting down our picks with the top 10 scariest animals. Number 10, we have tarantulas.
Number 9. The O is silent. Apparently, so is the first P. Possums.
At number 8, you know him, you'll love him. It's a polar bear. I don't know where I was going with that. That wasn't really relevant.
Number 7. It should not be on your Christmas list. Hippopotamus.
Number 6, Pacific lamprey. Did I say it right? It doesn't turn on a light. It's not that kind of lamp. It's a tooth worm. Teethworm.
Toothworm.
Toothworm.
At number 5. Sorry, hold on. Something's. Jesus fuck. That's fucking. Oh, it's bed bugs.
And number 4, what this one doesn't breathe fire, but it probably will because of evolution one day. It's the Komodo dragon.
Number 3, the hornets or wasps. Sorry, I can't.
Horny wasps.
I just can't get it in
No,
my
that's
mind out of the
terrifying.
gutter. Horny wasps. Yeah.
Number 2, there's literally a horror movie called The Birds, I think, or just Birds. They're terrifying. Birds are scary.
And at number 1, blue whale.
Baby beluga in the sea.
Belugas are adorable.
Swim so wild and swim so free.
Belugas are so nice. My dad sent me a photo recently of me and my sister at Marineland, and then he just sent me a message with it that just said, "Looking back, this probably wasn't the greatest trip to take." Said probably not the
everyone
greatest
loves
place to go.
Marineland.
And I was like, it was like 10 years ago. Nobody knew about that shit back then. He was like, that's true.
Well, we've been the Rankings.
And we ranked many a thing.
And we'll see you next time.
On Rankings.
Hi, I'm Nick, and you're watching Rankin.
Oh, no looker. Fucking the Jake Paul one. No looker.
First ever. Oh! Rankings.